person is trying to gaslight you, what they're trying to do is use tactics like denial, deflection, shifting blame, contradicting, and minimizing what you're saying, doing, and feeling to manipulate you. That's the tactics that they use. The goal is to really get you to question yourself. It's to get you to not really believe your own version of reality. The idea is that the gaslighter gains power and control over you and leaves you feeling more vulnerable and dependent on their version of reality. It's really damaging to be on the receiving end of it. And I'm sure any of you who've been through it know that, right? It can lead to a lot of confusion, a lot of self-doubt, and a lot of emotional distress if you are being gaslit. Of course, the best thing we can do is recognizing what gaslighting is, understanding the effects, being able to see what it looks like, and then actually fortifying ourselves so that we are able to take care of ourselves and set healthy boundaries with the person who does this. So let's have a look at what it looks like one at a time. So the first one, of course, is denial or dismissal, right? Where a person might deny or dismiss the way you think, feel, and behave. They might do that to you and to other people close to you. And the idea of that is that they help you to doubt what is real in your life. So that they either deny what you're feeling or they dismiss what you're thinking and feeling. And it can just lead to a lot of self-doubt. They can be very good at shifting the blame. So making sure that other people are responsible for what is going on rather than the person who's actually doing it. Really, again, in that denial dismissal kind of way, they shift the blame from I did this to actually it's your fault and it's because you did this, this, and this. That's why it's happening. They use a lot of contradictions and they manipulate to confuse. That's the whole purpose, right? Is to confuse you. So they'll use a lot of contradictory information or present events in really different ways to help you feel quite confused about it. And also to sort of plant seeds of doubt in other family members' minds. So they want to create some doubt amongst other people. They are quite happy to isolate you if they can, or isolate different family members from each other so that you're not getting external support. Because if you get external support, of course, you may end up, somebody may say, hey, hang on a second, what are they doing? This isn't okay. It's harder for them to get you to be in your head about it if somebody outside of what's happening is not validating what they're doing. So the more isolated you are, the better it is for a gaslighter to continue to do that. Of course, all of this is about emotional manipulation, making you feel guilty or fearful, or really trying to control people and trying to control people's behaviors and decisions, particularly, especially as it gets, somebody who's really close to you, a partner, a parent, a child. It can be really used to emotionally manipulate. Another thing that can be used to do is to discredit or belittle you. So it can be used against you to get other people to side against you so that you become somebody that other people are ganging up on and your point of view is not particularly liked. And so what can happen is, of course, if you get more people who start to believe that stuff about you, it's going to really mess with your self-worth. Gaslighters are really good at withholding information too, not necessarily lying, although they can do that, but withholding facts or controlling the narrative, controlling what you know, which makes you question your own understanding of what actually happened. So they're not telling you everything. They might be really sharing very limited information with you. Gaslighters are notorious for projecting. So projecting their own negative traits, their own negative behaviors onto other people. And it's a way of deflecting attention away from their behavior. So they will project onto you the very things that they are doing. They also minimize enormously. So they will downplay it, they will trivialize it, they will kind of make you feel like you're overreacting or you're being too sensitive to what's going on. And gaslighters finally want your acceptance of their version of reality. They will dismiss any other perspective that is not consistent with the way they think, feel, and behave. So when you're dealing with gaslighting, it's really important to be able to notice those things, to be aware of them happening, to start to think about, gosh, is this gaslighting? If this is gaslighting, I really need to look at this further.